Hello, hello, hello. I am back. So today I'm talking a little bit about journaling because I was looking through my journal. I've been doing it off and on the last couple of months. I read something that I think it was in the Purpose Driven Life, and Rick Warren was talking about journaling, and he was like how people journal. They try to journal every day, and you don't have to journal every day. And that's why I could never really journal a long time. I do it for a couple of days and then I get tired of writing, or, I've realized that not only do I get tired of writing, I think that when I do write and what I really have in my mind, I don't write it out because I don't want to see it, I guess. I don't want it to just be out there. I just want it to be in my head. So that's another reason that I stopped, that I always stop because I was like, oh, I like the concept of journaling. But it was never anything that I kept up for more than a day or so. But in Purpose Driven Life, he said you don't have to journal everything. It's like you journal at times that you feel you need to, or you journal some significant things or significant thoughts that happen in your life. So I took that on. I was like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. So probably about October, where's my book? I started journaling around that time and writing things. I had this notebook here. I was actually doing some other things with from a ministry I've been keeping my ideas in. It has 5 tabs. So I was like, I'm gonna just take one of these, sections and I'm gonna use it as my journal. And just when significant things happen, and that way I can look back and, see what I've asked God, see what I've talked about, see if, things, what happens from years ago. I like that concept. So started doing that. Just probably like all of December, I didn't journal at all. So you can let me know if you journal, but um, I was still struggling with some things, and I was talking to somebody. The Lord led me to talk to somebody. Again, and it's amazing how um, it's been several steps in this journey, and He always brings me to someone that I need to talk to at a particular time, and that person always helps me continue on. So I was talking with someone yesterday, and even before I was talking to somebody, the book I'm reading about what happens when women walk in faith. At the end of each chapter, there's a section like a Bible study, personal Bible study, where she has questions and she says to write in your journal the answer to these questions and things. And so this is what I was saying, that the one reason I didn't continue to journal is because those thoughts that I would have, they sometimes seem too big, or they seem too uh, personal, for lack of a better word. And those are the kind of questions in that book too. And I find myself not always writing stuff down because I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I can write it down. Um, but anyway, uh, after talking with this person yesterday, she mentioned the same thing. Sometimes write stuff down, and then you can, even your questions or what you've asked God, and then you can come back sometimes when you're reading through and like, oh yeah, He did answer that. He did answer that. He did answer that. So it was kind of a thing about journaling. So I realized, okay, I haven't journaled all of December, so I was like, this morning I sat down and I journaled, and I kind of journaled a letter to the Lord. And I usually just journal, what's going on, what questions, what problems I'm having. But this time, I started out with, hello, Lord. I just wrote a letter this time. Just about things that's going on the last few days, and, what I'm still struggling with. I'm struggling with one thing, and um, it's time for me to stop struggling with this one thing, uh, and just rest. One thing that person told me yesterday was sometimes you have to rest in it, and you have to let the Lord, continue and keep, working, and being there. So then I went back because I thought about, just journaling, supposed to be able to go back. I went back. I was making myself tired of the things in my journal because It's a one issue that, relationship issue that I've been trying to get over. And that's what most of my journal was about. And I'm like, Nicole, there's other things in there, but the basic premise of that. And I'm like, like I said, I made myself tired. Like, what was I doing? I've asked the Lord. The Lord was giving me answers. And at times the Lord was giving me answers, and I listened, and I was, things were good, but then I'm just like, oh, I gotta do better. I gotta do better. And I could look, just like they say about journal, I could look and say, oh yeah, the Lord did tell me this. I got an answer for this. And I had some insight. Got some insight. He gave me some insight for this. But what am I doing? So it was that is the point of the journal, to actually go back. If you look back and you can see where you are, where you were, where you are now. So I told myself that I need to stop making myself tired if I'm going back. I need to show some progress in all areas, not just a few of the areas that I saw. So it's my little thing about journal. I'm gonna continue to do it, when something significant happens. It works. And then also I'm gonna look back every once in a while and make sure the things that I've been asking for, been talking about, that I'm making some progress, especially when I know I'm getting the answer. So just let me know. Are you journaling? Do you journal? Do you journal every day? Do you journal, every once in a while? What's your journaling? Alrighty.